So you want to go into business and you're torn between whether you will use your own savings, whether you will partner with someone to inject a bit of equity, or you will get a loan from a loan shark or a bank or wherever it is, or a best friend, whatever. How do you raise your capital for your business? And what are some of the implications of how you raise that capital? And do you actually need capital to start with? Let's talk about how you start your business and how you finance it in today's episode of Get Yours. Most people, myself included, have really thought about this question on what is the best way to start a business. Do you borrow from friends and family? Do you go to the bank and start looking at interest rates and haggle with your relationship manager? Do you get someone to come in and partner with you so that they can have a stake of equity in your business? Or do you just dig deep and say, you know what, I don't need that car. Let me put the money that I've saved into my business. Now, all three of these options are things that you can consider, but they all have their own certain implications. Let's start with the whole issue of taking a loan. What a loan does is it gives you the flexibility to do things on your own terms. When someone loans you money, they don't really care what you're going to do with that money as long as you pay them back with a certain amount on top, whether you want to call it profit or interest or whatever it is. There is a cost to money that is widely accepted across the world. I'm not here to advocate for and against. I'm just saying that's how it is. And because you have your own terms, there's no oversight in how you're supposed to spend that money. Some people, banks especially, will take some time to really assess your business plan. They want to check out and see, do you actually have the capacity and the capability to pay this money back? Your friends and family will obviously look at some of the health of your business, and they might want to check in from time to time. But most of the time, when someone has loaned you money, that's it. Pay me back with a certain amount on top. Because it gives you flexibility, a loan is a great way to do things on your own terms. There is, however, pressure to pay it back within a certain timeline, because loans are not indefinite. There's a timeline to the loan. And also, the way that the interest and the amount is calculated. If it's a loan for, let's say, a property which is going to appreciate, banks know that that property is going to appreciate. So the mortgage calculation is not going to be the same as calculation for a personal loan or a business loan. That one is what you call compounded. It keeps going up year on year on year. For any other type of loan, you will hedge it on a particular rate and you will continue paying it, knowing full well that this is the amount that's on your balance sheet that is considered as debt. The thing about a loan is it can be very expensive. And by the time you're paying off the interest, let alone the principal amount, you will feel like you're working for someone else. And you know, if you're willing to do that just so that you can sacrifice the expense versus getting the flexibility, then maybe getting a loan is good for you. For those who do not want a very expensive option in terms of financing your business, you could look at getting an equity partner. And an equity partner means someone who will have a stake in your business, who has an interest in seeing how your business is being run. What that means is that you now don't have as much control to do what you want, but you have to work together with this person or this organization or this group to make sure that you're meeting certain objectives. Now, a problem shared is a problem solved. However, that reduction in your autonomy and control is something that some people would prefer not to have, and so they'd rather just have a loan and then think of paying it back according to their own terms. The good thing about an equity partner is they're not just going to come in with money, they might come in with other things that you might need, technical assistance, connections, networks, whatever it is. And so if you are going to partner with someone and get equity in your business, don't just think about it in terms of the money. Think about what other valuable aspects can I get from this equity partner? Are they going to enhance my business in any way? Are they going to contribute to my, my marketing or my business development or my technical or my service delivery or whatever it is? Are they going to add value beyond the money? That has to be a consideration. Especially if they're going to be able to call the shots on how your business is being run, they need to be able to add value. The third way, and this is a common way that most people tend to do, because you don't want to be a slave to a bank, you don't want to answer to anybody, so you just decide, you know what, I'm going to dig deep, I'm going to plug into my savings, and I'm going to use this money to start a business. The danger with that is, if the business doesn't work out, then that's it. You've literally given your whole life to your financial life to this business. The good thing about that is it creates such a sense of urgency that, because you know this is literally, my life depends on this, you will put everything into that business to make sure that it works. And many of the people that do decide to go the bootstrapping way, where you plug in your savings and you decide to sacrifice things that you would otherwise spend your money on, whether it's a car or a house or, you know, food, whatever it is, you then realize that in order for me to survive and not just thrive, this business has to work. So if you're the kind of person who thrives on pressure and is able to cope with a deep sense of urgency, then bootstrapping is a way to go. You get to keep your autonomy, you get to call the shots, you get to do things on your own terms, but failure and success depends solely on you and your efforts. Okay. Look, I'm just talking about the financing aspect. There's a lot more that goes into the business, but how you strategically choose to finance your business and to put that capital injection into your business can have far-reaching implications. I would love to know what you guys think and what steps you've taken to finance your business. Has it been a mix of all three? Has it been two of them, or has it been none of them for whatever reason, and you are basically financing your business from the profits that you make? Because that's also a strategy that some people use. You eat what you kill. The only issue with that, again, is it's difficult to separate. Most people find it difficult to separate the profits that they make versus actually having to pay for running costs, paying themselves. Having that financial discipline and management can be very tricky. So think about capital injection. It's a great way to leverage yourself. And if you plan that early enough, then definitely you're not going to start thinking, okay, where's the money coming from once the business has started. As always, it's been a pleasure chatting to you guys. This question of capital injection has come up to me recently because I've been fortunate and blessed enough to sit down with some of the greatest minds and business leaders in Kenya today on a show that I am hosting now on Switch TV called Top Job. And you know, how you plug money into your business is really a big determinant in whether on some of the decision-making processes that you're going to engage in as the business is moving along. So I'd love to hear from you guys, how you guys are doing your businesses. For those who are in entrepreneurship, for those who are managing other people's money, is it a mix of debt? Is it equity? Is it bootstrapping? Is it your own savings? Is it putting the money that you're making back into the business? Whatever it is, it will be great to hear from you, because these are things that people are dealing with on a daily basis, not just business leaders, but people who are actually thinking about going out on their own and starting businesses. Keep watching, keep subscribing. Power moves only. You're watching, get yours.